Matt Miller.
Militant Affection.
Hello everyone, welcome to Militant Affection. Today I have a guest, one of my best friends, if not my best friend. I'm just going to call him Ray. Ray's eating nuts. How you doing, Ray?
Oh, these nuts are good.
What type of nuts?
They're pecans.
Guys. Oh. Is that his name?
Guy, pecan, yeah.
We just recorded a podcast before this, but we fucked up.
I fucked up, yeah.
Yeah, we both fucked up. We were having sex. We got fucked. We fucked each other.
We did.
And, what happened?
It didn't sound good when we were fucking.
No, the audio was clipping. It was just sounding like... It's like... Yeah, it was like two Asian men. Oh, you a fucker me? I fuck you.
Damn.
I think it's more candid now that you're eating. I ate some, what did I eat? What the fuck are they called? I just ate them. I don't even know what they're called. Like these hot things. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Ray, I was the best man at his wedding, and I blacked out at your wedding, Ray.
Yeah, I remember.
I know.
This speech was just you fucking on the floor.
Ray's my best friend. I wish him the best. I liked my speech. I thought it was good. I thought
it was very good. Yeah, it was really good.
Not to shit on the best gal. What's she called?
The best gal.
The bridesmaid, the main one, the top bridesmaid.
Yeah.
The best woman.
Best. She was all right. I mean,
I felt like I smoked her out of the water in terms of speeches.
Yeah. Also, the fist fight too. You did pretty good against her.
Yeah. She was a stout woman.
Big boned.
You don't have to agree to this, but she's like, I thought her fat lame boyfriend was lame.
Yeah, I did too.
Like she was with this dude, but yeah, just bald and walking around being fat.
Trust me. Have many, yeah, no doubt. I'm on board with that. I'm on board with.
And then, well, who did I sleep with? Was that one of your wife's friends?
Yeah, yep. It was my wife's friend.
Damn. She was not a looker. Not a looker.
Yeah, that's why I hired you.
I had to sleep with her. I was required to.
Yeah, it was required.
Shit, I don't even remember her name. Fucking, I have it down on a list somewhere. A list of names. I remember the next day, like when I was going onto the train and like I kissed her goodbye. I was just looking at her like I'd finally like completely sober and just like ugh, and I left.
Yeah, that's how you know it's meant to. That's how you know it's meant to be. You look at him and you're just like, ugh.
I think she was Jewish though, which was nice. Probably not. She probably wasn't Jewish. I don't know.
I mean, you probably, maybe.
We went to her Airbnb and we didn't have any condoms, and then we had to walk like 3/4 of a mile to a 7-Eleven and then walk back. Oh, it was a whole thing.
It was very romantic.
Yeah, very romantic. We got Gatorade there too. We got Gatorade condoms because I was thirsty. I had been drinking all night.
It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Gatorade and condoms, yeah, the peanut butter and jelly of sex.
That's rough fucking. Like if you need to put like electrolytes back in you.
So what I did was I drank the lube off the condoms and used the Gatorade bottle as a condom.
You just stuck your dick in the Gatorade condom.
Yeah, it was a G2. Hashtag G2. We walked by like street art, and she had to look at it for a while. She's like, "Oh, I lived in Philadelphia." It was like a picture of Philadelphia, and I was like, "Oh, of course you did." Then she wanted to get breakfast the next day, and I'm like, "No, I'm intermittent fasting."
That's I like your version where you just drink fucking rum all night and then and you don't eat all day.
Yeah, it's called intermittent fasting, all right?
Intermittent fasting. You're like, yeah, I just drank 2 bottles of rum and now I'm not going to eat for the next 48 hours. I think it's called alcoholism.
You say alcoholism, I say intermittent fastism.
That's what the cavemen used to do, right?
Yeah, sure. But that was mostly because they couldn't find food and all they had was booze.
All they had was rum.
Because of those rum plants. Coconuts used to be filled with rum.
They were just real unhappy because they were getting chased by dinosaurs.
Yeah. They had to be drunk during it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'd drive drunk. Because they had cars back then.
Damn, dude. I like it.
Yeah. But she was fun. You know what's funny? Just to continue with the story.
Yep.
While I was having sex with her, she's like, so at one point she's like, "Oh, I feel you inside of me." And I was like, okay. Like in the middle of it.
And you were like,
small dick here? What is this?
And then you were like, yeah, well, that's weird because I'm over here drinking Gatorade.
That's not me, babe.
That's not me, babe.
I'm just drinking this this blue over here.
Oh, yeah? Was it blue?
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, she was terrible at blowjobs.
Yeah.
It was like sticking my dick in a paper shredder.
Oh. Oh, my wife's home.
Oh, shit. Be quiet. Shut up.
Hey, babe. I'm on the podcast with Matt.
This is Oh, hey. Hey.
Matt says hey.
I say hey back.
Aw. That's sweet. I'll keep all names anonymous. That way no one can find you. Hey, Cheryl.
He's making up alias for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he says you're Cheryl.
Yes, that's right, that I am.
She says she is Cheryl.
How do you know?
Okay. Well, of course she is, because that's who she is. So why would, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not weird at all. I feel like I didn't disrupt the flow.
No. The heavy flow right now.
Heavy
well, no.
flow.
So what happened was we were going to record this podcast while Ray's wife was away, and we had a little man time. But because we fucked up, now his wife's in the mix.
Yep.
Which is nice to have a little female presence.
Gotta have it.
Talking about you getting... Well, I guess we can just transition into talking about drunk driving then.
Yeah.
And not talk about one of your friend's wives. I mean, the other way around. One of your wife's friends.
We could talk about yeah.
So, fuck, we talked about the last one. Now I'm like, we already talked about this. So Ray was the last person I saw before I drunk drive that I was friends. I mean, I saw other people. He wasn't forcing drinks down me and trying to shoot me. That was the joke from the previous one.
That was kind of funny when I was like, you saw me right before, and I was like, yeah, I was giving you the beers.
Yeah. That's code for anal sex. Giving you the beers.
Giving you the beers.
Multiple beers. Shit. All right. So got drunk driving, and then I on the last one I said I was going to talk about the class I had. So I took a class with a bunch of addicts, right? Which was fun. And the teacher, like all her family had been killed by drunk drivers. Now, if you had the choice, would all your family be killed by drunk drivers? Oh,
it's one of these. It's a sexy podcast.
Yes.
If I had the choice, would I? But are you driving, or is somebody else driving?
I am driving. Now, how many family members do you think I could kill while drunk?
You could probably get a lot.
Yeah, I probably
because you're a very aggressive driver.
Did you say impressive? Because that's what I heard. But no, what else were we talking? Damn, this has ruined the flow. I shouldn't try to bring up the old one. I should just keep with the conversation.
It's okay.
What's your wife want? She wants things.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like it. This is what people like. People like to hear the other stuff going on. That's the whole point of podcasting.
You know what? You were talking about your class, and you were talking about the lady.
Yeah.
Who couldn't go without an hour without a drink.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah. Let me backtrack that. So there was one lady that was in there who was like a heroin addict who got caught drunk driving like after she had bought heroin with an open beer in her car with her kid in the back, and then like. In order to pass the class, all you have to do is 1 day a week show up for an hour without being drunk for 18 weeks, and you win. You pass. So all you gotta do is show up. It was Thursday, from 7 to 8 on Thursday. It may have been an hour and a half. From 7 to 8:30 on Thursday without being drunk, and you passed. And she couldn't do that. It was the third class she showed up drunk, so she's in jail now.
So she failed.
Yeah.
The big takeaway from this is beer is pretty good.
Pretty good, but heroin is better. So that's fun. I wonder how our kid's going to grow up. You know? Probably good.
Yeah, maybe.
God, there was people in there that were there for like a second time, I think. Or no, there was one kid who was in there who was like, "Yeah, my sister just did this class."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a family thing, family tradition.
And then I felt like everyone had some bullshit story. Because some guy, I mean, it could have been real, was like, he's like, right before I got the DUI, my dad committed suicide. Now, he didn't say it like that, but I think he was just lying.
Probably. Or like maybe his dad killed himself like way, way, way before.
Yeah. But he just wanted the sympathy story. There was this guy who had to be like 60-something, and he's like, it was the first time I ever drank.
That's the best story. He's like 60. That's the first time he ever had a beer.
Yeah.
So that's like having sex for the first time and getting somebody pregnant.
Yeah.
He's like 60 and he waits to have a beer, and then he's like, I'm just gonna go drive and get some butterscotch or something.
Butterscotch schnapps. Butter schnapps. But the thing is about, like, if you were a 60-year-old woman, you couldn't get pregnant. So then you Yeah, dude, the guy held to that story that he was like, it's the only time I ever... And I'm like, oh, these people, like, they're afraid they're under record the whole time, and they keep to their story.
Yeah.
They're just lying through their teeth, every one of these fuckheads. The thing is, I was already found guilty, so I didn't give a fuck. I already had a misdemeanor by this point.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you could have still just stay with the theme. You could have just made something up, like you're a spy.
Yeah, or like somebody released an alcohol gas bomb in my car, and I inhaled the fumes.
Yeah, it's a Jaeger bomb, and oh man, well, it's weird that they're trying to keep up appearances.
Dude, it was so weird, and the dude barely spoke English. And I remember he was a complete bullshitter. Outside, he's like, man, I just want a couple of beers right now. I'm like, you drank for your first time, and now you're an addict?
I don't know, something about that. It's pretty suspicious, Matt. I'm not gonna lie.
He's like, it's the only time I only had less than 3 beers.
That's my favorite story. If I'm ever drunk driving when I'm 60, I'm going to say that. I'll be like, this was literally my first beer ever.
I decided to try it at my old age. And,
like, granted, I probably shouldn't be driving right now anyway. I can't drive sober.
There was another lady who was like going through a divorce, and like I guess she flipped her truck. That's not funny. She flipped her truck and killed a boy. But
wait, was the boy in the truck, or was the boy under was the boy just standing aside?
Well, no, she was still drunk and she was stumbling out of her truck, and she had a knife and she stabbed a child to death. She flipped her truck and killed a boy. It wasn't all the same. She blew a bigger what's it called? Like BAC. Like mine was like 0.18 allegedly, and hers was like 0.24. And I was like, damn, this bitch
is unstoppable.
She's unstoppable.
There's no way. I mean, if you can blow a 0.24,
That's crazy, right?
Aren't you immortal at that point? She's like Bruce Willis from Unbreakable. She's just like she's like blows like a 0.3, 0.4, 0.5.
Dude, I read this news story about this teacher that showed up to school and she drunk and blew a 0.3. And I'm like, how is she still functioning? Or it was like a substitute teacher, but yeah. A 0.3 is crazy.
That's how are you alive? That's a crazy way to find out that you're immortal.
Via alcohol and substitute teaching?
Yeah. I
know, right? Being immortal would suck, though.
Yeah. I would just drink all the time.
Doesn't affect me. I'm not fucked up. The thing about being immortal is, what if you were like chopped up into little pieces? Would you still be alive, just in a bunch of little pieces?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you.
I wouldn't want to just be like pieces for the rest of my life.
Oh, there's Ray. Just a bunch of pieces.
They just put me in like one of those chicken wrappers, you know?
They call you Ray C's Pieces.
They saran wrap me.
Yeah, that's gross. I don't like that.
Well, when you put it like that, no, I don't want to be immortal.
No, I definitely don't want to be immortal. Do you want to be a vampire? I'll do it. So yeah. All right. Yeah, we talked about that. I like to pause things. I think it's good to establish what was talked about before, because any sort of flow is not good for conversations.
It's good to wrap up what you were saying by
every time. Like a real life conversation. Ray financially helped me when I got the DUI. As in the last podcast, I did talk about it, and you were an anonymous man, but now you're a real man.
I'm a real man. Yeah,
you're a real man now.
I did help you. Well, you know, because I felt bad. I felt like because you're my best buddy, you know, and
yeah. This was before you got married too.
And it was funny because even though I did help you out, the thing that happened, the thing that we didn't want to happen happened, and it was like. It was sad because I was trying to help you and it just didn't matter.
Oh, yeah, the thing of me being guilty?
Yeah.
Yeah. That ended up happening the day of. And then, I got fired. It was a whole time. But I'm slowly paying you back now. Many years later. 2 years.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
We'll put that aside for when I decide to drive drunk.
Okay. I'll send you $50 a month. Everyone thought I was not everyone, but people are like, you're an idiot for getting a lawyer. Like, it's pretty normal procedure. And I'm like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I just hired this lady, and then she drove me to the train one day.
You sure?
So expensive.
You just got a really expensive Uber. That's what you got.
$2,500. Just name the amount. Yeah. It was a really expensive Uber. And then when I got my current job, I had to talk about it.
Well,
I guess I'm forever gonna have to tell my employers about it. Well, for the next 7 years, and then hopefully they don't listen to this because nobody's gonna listen to this.
It's funny because when you're telling them, you get really, really way too detailed. You're like, yeah, I mean, I just had like all the rum.
I just drank a McDonald's cup full of rum. They said, "Would you like it supersized?" And I said, "Yes,
Hell
with
yeah.
rum."
You're like, fuck yeah.
And I'm like, "That's more area for rum to be poured into this." This is not gonna be orange high C anymore.
Start putting it into kid size.
I know. Maybe I should start ordering kid-sized drinks to pour rum in. They'll limit my rum intake. Now, Ray, you got dead grandparents. How are they?
I think they're gonna be okay. They're gonna pull through. They're dead. It was rough. Like my one grandma, she died when I was like 15, 16.
It's a tough age.
It was
15,
tough.
16.
Well, it was tough because she died when she was living with us, and my mom and I found her.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about this before. You found her face first in her mashed potatoes and peas.
Yep. Her whole entire mashed potatoes flashed before her eyes.
And the secret recipe was imprinted in the mashed potatoes.
Yeah. It was sad. But it kind of gave me I have a warped view of life and death now. It's just
a warped tour, you might say?
We took my grandma on tour.
Warped tour?
Yeah.
She was a EDM DJ, right?
we weekend at Bernie's there.
Yo, DJ Dead Granny.
You're like, yo, that DJ party hard. It looks like a dead grandma.
Yo, mashed potatoes and peas all over her face. She didn't give a fuck. Everyone's like throwing mashed potatoes at her and shit. They're like, that's her gimmick. At the end, she just like you have her head propped up and she collapses into the DJ like mixer, and then it starts like scratching. It's like,
and then they like do a report. They're like, mashed potatoes grandma died today. It's like, actually she died like 2 years ago.
They're like, yeah, this was written 2 years ago. Mashed potato grandma was dead the whole time? Was the world's greatest DJ a fraud?
That's the story of the most famous person in my family.
That would be a real warp tour.
Yeah, it would be pretty warped.
That's the story of feeling mashed potato granny. As a little girl, she didn't know she was going to grow up to be mashed potato granny.
She became the most famous after she died.
As do with a lot of great artists.
She started art when she died.
The first song she mixed was actually not even a song. It was just leftover mashed potatoes and peas that had fallen into a violin. It barely makes any sense. Are you still eating pecans?
No, I finished a while ago.
You finished them all?
Yep.
I had a dead grandma once, and I still do. My grandma died. She was a Jew bag, and she died. She's a dead grandma. And I talked to her before she died, and I don't remember what we talked about. She didn't give me any good life advice.
She was just like, I'm dying.
I was like, all right, grandma. You be dying. I see you. I see you dying out here.
And she's like, Matt, I'm dying. And then you're like, fucking talk about something else.
God, you're such a downer. Is this all you talk about? She died, and then and then my mom was going around the house pointing out things she wanted to take from her, and she wanted to take a signed picture of the Pope. That was the big thing she wanted. And my grandma was Jewish, so my mom thought it was weird she had it, but anyone can have a signed picture of the Pope. It's not exclusive to Christians, you know?
That's icy, man. Your mom's icy.
She's icy hot.
Icy hot.
Apply her to back pain, sore knees.
Put her all over my back. Matt's
My mom all over your back?
this is all over my back.
She's icy hot. That's how she was when she was a young girl. They called her icy hot. She was a cold bitch, but she was hot.
That's so weird, man. I like it.
Whenever I talk to my mom about dating, she was like, "Oh yeah, I had men lined up for blocks trying to get at me." I was like, "What are you, a fucking whore? What is this?"
Oh man.
She had a kid at 18, so you be the judge. Then again, it was a different time.
Yep.
It was a different
This
time.
is a sluttier time.
Much sluttier for my mom. Yeah, every dude in town wanted to fuck my mom. Still do. Me included. Just
Everybody,
kidding.
everyone except your dad.
Yeah, my dad does not want to fuck my mom anymore because he can't. Have you ever witnessed a divorce?
No.
Really? You
No.
ever just watch people get divorced?
I've watched like people stay together for their kids, which is worse than divorce.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it's like my parents.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that. Do you think that's worse? Do you think it's better to stay for the, or do you think it's better to split?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, probably, because you witness all the arguing and fighting is
All
terrible.
the infidelities and arguing and fighting and just stupid bullshit.
Yeah,
and it's-
stabbing the Mexicans.
Yeah, the
everything.
Mexicans and
the experimental gay sex.
that's the best part of staying together for the kids.
The experimental gay sex.
Yeah.
It is nice if you have a glass tube in your ass and you're staying together for the kids. Come here, come look at this. I got a beaker in my butt. Well, I'm glad you're still with mom.
Look, you're a scientist.
Help your pop with this experiment. We're making an ass volcano. Like, you should have got a divorce, Dad. You're being fucking weird nowadays.
You're way cool. Yeah, you should have gotten. Yeah, my parents stayed together for their kids, and I feel like they should have been divorced.
Damn, me too. Whenever I see them, I'm just like, no, I feel like my parents should have been divorced too. I met your parents. That was
Yeah.
fun. Your dad just sat in that chair.
Yeah, what were they like?
It's hard to get a judge. It wasn't enough time. Your dad seemed very stubborn on things. I don't know. He was just how he was.
Yeah,
I can't really think of exactly what happened. I was very drunk during that period.
I wish your parents were there too.
That would have been nice if they were there.
Yeah,
You wouldn't have got a good read on them. They're different in public than private.
your mom would have tried to take my signed Pope picture.
That you always carry around with you. I remember, yeah, during the wedding, you pulled it out
Yeah,
right before you said "I do," and you're like, "This is my favorite poster I got."
it's like I stopped. I tried to put it up on the behind us on the wall. I was like, I need the Pope to witness this.
To consummate this marriage.
I was like, you know,
I got a Pope poster, and you're like, it's not signed.
and you're like, that's not even the Pope's handwriting. That's your handwriting, right?
What do you mean?
I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I remember as growing up, I would constantly, we would tell my parents to get divorced. And they'd be like, the kids don't tell the parents to get divorced. I'm like, well, we are.
So your parents were staying together just to spite you?
Yeah. We're like, you don't need to stay together for the kids. We don't want you together.
And they're like, oh, yeah?
Fuck you.
You want to bet we can't stay married?
We're still fucking married. We got 10 signed pictures of the Pope now.
You have a lot of grandmas.
Well, they're all dead. To all 10 of them. Yeah, my grandparents were polygamous. They were pissed now that they're all dead.
So, yeah, you think your parents should have split?
Once you poop, you just don't stop. Oh, definitely. I mean, I've talked about it, I guess, before, but my mom's very abusive to my dad all the time. Just hitting and yelling and hurting and smelling. Hitting and yelling and hurting and smelling. Yeah, definitely. My mom, whenever they would get to the point where, like my dad's was like, fuck you, bitch, we should get a divorce.
Holy crap, is Matt's dad here?
And then he'd leave, and then I think he'd go stay with my dead grandma now. She wasn't dead at the time.
Yeah.
And then he'd
Well,
come
you
back.
don't know that.
Wait a second, what? Turns out that the picture wasn't even signed.
The Pope is in the house. Dun, dun, dun.
The Pope is coming from within the house. CUMMING. No, and then he'd say these fighting words, and then he'd always come back with flowers and be like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "Fuck you, Dad, you fuckface."
I wonder if your dad did that when he fought men too. He would just start like shit, and then he'd come back with flowers.
Just on the schoolyard.
He's like, "I'm sorry."
He's like, "I know we just fought and I just beat you up, but here's some roses and petunias."
Your dad's bad at fighting, Matt. I'm not gonna lie.
He's good at getting flowers. My parents, like, you know how you ever get birthday cards?
Yeah, sometimes.
I remember for years I would just keep getting the same birthday card, like, because we don't remember the ones we got from the year before, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've gotten this card before. Because, like, we don't write loving things in it. We just give the card and write love whoever. So it's just the same thing every year.
A different name in your birthday card every year.
Love Dap.
Love Dap.
You didn't even spell dad right.
Who the hell is Julio?
Oh, I had Julio get the card. He wrote himself. He was supposed to write dad. Who's Julio?
Julio's your real father.
Julio, no.
Julio.
Yeah. Well, people dying is hard, right? Makes me hard. People dying. Makes me very hard.
Damn.
They die. When people die. Makes you hard. This is the quiet part of this, where I just repeat the same unfunny joke over and over.
Well, it started to sound like a EDM. It's like
people dying makes me hard. Boom, boom, boom. People dying makes me hard. Saint Bernards, hard dogs. This just in. We're all gay. Well, Ray, actually, we did do 30 minutes. We made it to the end.
Yeah, we're over.
We're done 32 minutes at this point, if I'm being honest.
I feel like I feel like it went pretty well.
I think this went better than the last one. This one had a lot more fun moments. I
had fun.
Yeah, I had a good time. Do you remember anything in particular that was funny during this episode? All right, well...
Are you going to put me on the spot now, huh?
I'm trying to think of a title, and the only one I remember is the most recent one. It was "The Pope is coming from within the house."
The Pope is...
All right, I guess that's good enough for a title. Do you want to say anything before we go about your life?
It's been fun. It's been fun.
All right, good enough. Well, thanks, Ray. One day I'll see you in person. We haven't hung out a bit.
It's been a little while. It's been a minute.
All right, that's Militant Affection. I've been Matt Miller. That was my good friend Ray, who loaned me a lot of money, and I'm still paying him back, and I love him. So hopefully you enjoyed that. You got to hear a little bit of his wife. And yeah, I'm at Matt Miller Real on Facebook and Twitter, Matt Miller Comedy on YouTube. And thank you.
Militant Affection.